Hey guys, Rudy here. September is looking stacked, and there are so many games that are actually going to be coming out this month, especially in front of an even more stacked holiday season. Now, I want to go ahead and talk about some of the most interesting and possibly the biggest, at least in my opinion, titles that are going to be coming out this month. Let's go ahead and get into it.
TGR.
First and foremost, I am well aware of the fact that I am late to the party at the time of this recording. It is 5 days into September, but there are a ton of games that I want to talk about, so here we go. Bravely Default is hands down one of my favorite RPG franchises on the Nintendo Switch and 3DS. It's finally making its debut onto the PC with Bravely Default 2. This is a game that takes traditional aspects of turn-based RPGs and adds a little tiny extra layer of mechanics called Brave and Default. Depending on which one you choose, greatly affects how the battle goes. Add in a great story, and you have a recipe for 60 to 80 hours of gameplay. I personally haven't finished this on the Nintendo Switch, but I can assure you that it's a good time. There are a couple of moments in the game when difficulty just ramps up and you need to grind, but overall, it's a solid experience. El Shaddai recently came out on PC and it surprised me on every front. The gameplay is really what truly shines in this game. The story is a little convoluted if you don't understand the Hebrew/Christian nature of it or its origins. The director, Sawaki Takayasu, worked on games like Devil May Cry, Okami, and Gravity Rush, and you can see and feel the influence in its gameplay and visuals. Overall, I started playing this game with little to no expectations and was surprised at how good it felt with its varied weapons and action. The medium was supposed to be an Xbox exclusive as far as I know, but I'm happy that it's finally making its way onto the PlayStation 5. This is an awesome indie title that pays some homage to Silent Hill in its design and gameplay. The story is set up in post-communism Poland in the late 90s and explores what mediums experience when dealing with the dead, and something a little more. I don't want to spoil it. Overall, the story deals with some dark aspects that might not be for everyone, but it's a solid experience nonetheless. Immediately, the visuals stand out in Artful Escape. It seems like this platformer is going to be highly musical based and will have all sorts of effects based around what Francis, the main character, is going to be doing in the game. It seems like he'll be running into enemies or creatures that have sound samples that he has to collect in order to create a new soundtrack. This is being produced by Annapurna, so I have high hopes for an impactful story and journey as well as amazing music. Lost in Random is a Tim Burton-esque action-adventure game that seems to be solely based on luck. You play as a girl named Even. Odd, Even's sister, is abducted by the Queen of Random. You eventually meet a dice named Dicey, and Even and Dicey work together to help Even find her sister. The combat that we've seen is based around a game board, sort of. The player hits enemies in battle to get energy cubes with Even's slingshot. Those energy cubes are actually used to fuel Dicey, which allow him to roll the dice and play different cards. Different cards give you different abilities and gameplay elements, and obviously there's going to be new cards as you progress through the game. I think that this took a lot of people by surprise, as well as myself, but I'm a little worried because it's EA and, well, it's EA. So I'm hoping that they're going to go ahead and go the same route that they did with Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, and we will actually get a good game without any crazy hidden tactics. Life is Strange has been a cult classic since the first game. We won't be seeing Max or Chloe here, but we will see some characters from their story. This time around, the quote-unquote superpower in the game will be psychic empathy. Our main character, Alex Chen, will be able to tell or read and manipulate conversations and interactions with NPCs using that power. This is at the risk of having those emotions take over and quote-unquote infect her. Some NPCs have more intense emotions from life events or trauma, and this will create a certain aura or nova that shows hints to the players to see what items will help alleviate or comfort the NPC's drama. After playing and streaming Life is Strange 1 and Before the Storm, I took a break from the series. I still have to go through 2 personally, but True Colors has definitely caught my attention. For those that aren't familiar with the Tales of series, they're all action RPGs in one way or another. Tales of Arise focuses much more on evading and countering, similar to Tales of Graces from 2009. Tales of Arise was originally slated to be released in 2020, but was delayed due to internal quality issues, as well as being able to release on PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series X and S simultaneously. The game won't have multiplayer like some of its predecessors. The team definitely wanted to go ahead and focus much more on character interactions within the game. If you can play the demo, I highly suggest that you give it a go. The combat, setting, and visuals are amazing and well worth it. With the miasma that killed the majority of the human population, people were forced to move to underground villages to start a new life. A hardworking miner and a mysterious girl wanting to thrive in the outside world team up to go against the odds. The visual art and charm in this adventure game is something to keep an eye on this September. Overall, the experience, though cute looking, seems to carry a heavy tale. I'm excited to play it and give it a go. Lost Judgment is an action-adventure game that's a sequel to the 2018 Yakuza spin-off Judgment. You play as PI Takayuki Yagami as he investigates a criminal accused of both sexual harassment and murder. The gameplay has you switching between 3 styles of fighting in battle. There's a new snake style that allows for counterattacks to armed enemies. Overall, the platforming segments, side quests, stealth, and trailing sections of the game seem to add a nice mix of gameplay in order to keep things fresh for the player. I am a complete and total noob when it comes to the Yakuza and Judgment series, but I do know that many people have praised it and have said nothing but positive things about both franchises. Kena Bridge of Spirits has been on the list of things to play since the game was originally announced in June of 2020. The gaming community has been patiently waiting for this game to come, and even though this is Ember Lab's first video game, this is by no means the first piece of animation that they've ever done. They've been creating animation and digital content since 2009. Self-published and developed, they partnered with Sony Interactive Entertainment for a console-exclusive deal, which still allows them to release the game on PC. The gameplay revolves around controlling Kena. Her staff deals light, heavy, and charged attacks, and there's an upgrade system to put into place. Eventually, an upgrade will allow for the staff to transform into a bow. There are little creatures called the Rot, which can help do several tasks. Think of possibly Pikmin, such as completing tasks like moving objects, taking certain shapes, or simply distracting the enemy. I personally have high hopes for this game, and I want it to be one of the better titles of this year. Not just because it's an indie, but because it's a new and unique IP. Those are the games that I am most interested in September of 2021. If there's something that I may have missed or something that you think deserves the spotlight, put it in the comments below, and I will see you guys on the next one. Deuces.
Hope you enjoyed the video. If you want to see more and stay up to date, subscribe, hit the little bell, and join our Discord.
If you want to support the channel, please check out our Patreon or hit the join button below. As always, thanks for your support and thanks for watching.